This is the Mauritania Railway, one of the longest trains on the planet. As you can see, it's not exactly passenger-friendly. Travelers sit atop piles of iron ore being transported from inland mines out to the coast. It's also unbearably hot, and you're constantly pelted with needle-sharp iron dust. But when you need to cross this stretch of the Sahara, it's this or walking. My name is Addison O'Dea, and I came here because I've always been fascinated by this land. A region that is harsh and desolate, but one with an incredibly rich and vibrant history. Traders have been journeying across this barren desert since ancient times, and it's always been a dream of mine to follow their path. Traveling throughout this landscape, it's easy to feel isolated. There's only one road, few settlements, and virtually no people. But once upon a time, long camel caravans crossed this land, ferrying salt south and gold north. Entire economies were built off these caravans, with rugged traders journeying through the desert from oasis to oasis. Desert springs like the Tergit here provided rest to those weary traders crossing the region, who began to traverse this desert as early as the 5th century. Imagine traveling for days on end through the scorching hot desert before coming across this scene. I, for one, did not want to leave. The next stop for traders probably would have been towns like Udan, which sprang up in the 11th and 12th century. Towns like this one would have been beacons in the desert. Not only were they centers of trade, they were also centers of knowledge and learning. Today, the old town of Udan lies in ruin, with just a few inhabitants remaining. But there's a town nearby that has not only managed to fight back against the advancing Sahara all these centuries, it also keeps a remarkable legacy alive. We're in a town called Shingeti, and this is the oldest of the 5 ancient libraries here, La Bibliothèque al-Habat. Contained within these walls are thousands upon thousands of manuscripts, with some even dating back to the 10th century. And it's up to the librarians here to keep them safe. This is Saif Mahmoud, the librarian and direct descendant of the founder of this library, called the Mahmoud Library, which was founded in 1680. Over the centuries, librarians like Saif have worked hard to preserve and study the manuscripts that surround us.
Avant, on exposait au soleil pour tirer des termites, des insectes. Parfois, on met du sel pour absorber l'humidité. Parfois, on met pour la sécheresse. Maintenant, nous avons mis dans des boîtes d'archives. Et nous avons même déjà pensé à scanner. Est-ce que c'est possible de toucher des livres?
There are many lifetimes worth of studies here. The texts cover everything from astronomy to mathematics and medicine, as well as religious texts on Islam. Not to mention some epic ancient poetry, which Saif was only too happy to perform.
ولقد ذكرتك والرماح نواهل مني وبيض الهند تقطر من دمي فوددت تقبيل السيوف لأنها لمعت كبارق ذارك المتبسم. En français, c'est un poème d'épopée, de fantaisie. Mais le poète...
Shingeti was labeled a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1996. However, that doesn't mean it's not in danger of being lost to the desert. There are plenty in the academic world who would love to see the manuscripts contained here moved safely to a museum. For now, at least, Saif is sworn to protect the learnings here where they've always been. Traveling across this country is a rare privilege that few on this planet will ever get to experience. Though, as I've learned, it wasn't always that way. Mauritania's history is a story of movement, of nomads, traders, and travelers, crossing miles of some of the harshest environments on Earth. And in a way, this train ride seems in keeping with that spirit.